What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Pro Winston here. Before I get into what this video is about, I just want to say thank you to all 11,000 subscribers I have and more. Thank you for always looking at my videos. Thank you for always clicking an ad. Thank you for always sharing your comments. Thank you for disliking my videos. Thank you for liking my videos. All those things you do motivate me to take time out of my day and create something different. It might not be what you like. It might not be what you dislike. Hey, who knows? But at least I tried my very best. Now, this is in response to my last Facebook post I posted about the girl that auditioned for X Factor. She was the very last audition on Wednesday's show. And she had a tattoo on her that said "Stay Strong." And her meaning behind that tattoo was very, very powerful to me. While she was in junior high school and high school, she was bullied, severely bullied, to the point of her not knowing if she was going to make it. If her not knowing she was going to graduate. I took that to heart and I started crying. Why? Because I'm just like her. I'm not doing this for attention. I'm not doing this for pity. I'm not doing this for sympathy. I'm just doing this to share my story. Because a lot of people always say, Jarrell, well, what made you get into Yu-Gi-Oh? Well, I'm going to tell you why. I started to play Yu-Gi-Oh 9 years ago when I decided to pick up this deck. That deck was a Joey starter deck, and I had nothing else to do. Life was always hard for me. You know why life was always hard for me? Do you really want to know why Jarrell McKay Winston played Yu-Gi-Oh? Listen to this, guys. I had nothing to do and nowhere to go. I was homeless, and I just always wondered about if I was going to have a good place to sleep. I grew up in foster care, and I remember going from house to house to house, not liking this person, being locked up, eating cold, stale cereal with no milk. Sometimes I had water in cereal. Can you believe that? I grew up in foster care. Yes, I did. The same person that's here in front of you saying, "What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Pro Winston." The one who always tell you to never give up. That's him. Yes, I didn't have a house to stay in until I was 10 years old. And luckily, I was adopted by my grandaunt. I had no mother, guys. I had no father. I had 7 other siblings. Well, at the time, I had 4. But I grew to had 7 more. And I didn't even know where they were located at until a year ago. I was 20 years old. I'm sorry. And on the 25th of May, I went on Facebook and I started to search for my little sister, and I found her. And I said, "Hey, my name is Jarrell, and I believe that you're my sister." And she responded to me and said, "Who's your mother?" And I said, "Blah, blah, blah." And she said, "Word?" And she was shocked, because I was shocked too. I spent all my life looking for my siblings. But I was always kept from a distance because the courts always told me not to go back because I might get taken or whatever the case may be. But I'm saying all that to say, guys, I know how it is to struggle, and that's why I sit here and I tell you every day to never give up. There was days where I thought I wasn't going to make it. There was days where I thought I wouldn't eat. And then I would go to church, and then I have this good hot meal around 4 o'clock Sunday evening, or Sunday afternoon rather. And then I would go back to church, and then I would help them clean and mop the floors or whatever. And then they would buy me like chicken wings that night or whatever the case may be. And I survived until I was adopted and taken in. But this lady that took me in at a very, very old age. She was already a senior citizen by that time. She took me in. 20 years ago, I was taken in. And 20 years ago, her life was supposed to be starting into retirement and doing all this stuff. But she said no. My mother, Mama Winston, to all y'all, said no. I believe that I can raise one more child. And yes, she did. She raised me to never give up, to never stop trying, to always fight for what you believed in. Do you see those awards on my wall? Those awards are from competitions, law competition, debate competitions. I debated since I was 14 years old till I was 19. And I went around every high school, even to my first year of college, debating. Because that's all I knew how to do, is defend the unheard. Why? Because I was once unheard. I know how it is to struggle. I know how it is to get bullied. I know how it is to get robbed. I know how it is to live in the streets. Hey, I was homeless when I ran away from one of those group homes because I didn't want to be there. I remember that lady to this day. She gave me a bowl of cereal and water, hot water with stale cereal. And she left that attic open. Not the attic, I'm sorry, but the last floor in her house. She left that door open, and I left, and I never returned. Never returned. And I ran, and I ran, and I ran until I couldn't stop running no more. And I stayed in the park. And when I woke up, next thing you know, the cops was there. They said what happened, blah, blah, blah. I told them. And then they put me back to my aunt, who I was back and forth with because the states didn't believe that I could stay with her because she was too old. She took me in when she was 55 years old almost. They said she can't raise no child. And when I was 12 years old, I started to play Yu-Gi-Oh! I didn't know what none of the cards did. I believe magical cylinders switched monsters when I activated it. All my cards was in Japanese. And I just played and played. And then I went to school. Sometimes I wore the same clothes to school. Because I couldn't afford. You know, some people ask why I take pictures of my food and post it on Facebook. You know why I do that? Because I never had a meal like that. That's why. I don't do it to show off. I do it because I'm thankful. And I take nothing for granted. Anything people give me in life, I always say thank you. You know why? Because I didn't have to have it. God made it possible for me to receive it. And I welcome it with open arms, guys. I know how it is not to have. I know how it is to always crave. But one thing I will never do is steal. You know why? Because I will keep on fighting for what I believe in. I will keep on aiming for the impossible. And I always remember, a lot of people think things are impossible. I believe in this thing. The word impossible says I'm possible. That means Jarrell McKay Universal Winston can do whatever he believes he can do as long as he put his mind to it. That's why I take this game so serious. You know why? Because this Yu-Gi-Oh game has kept me out of trouble. This Yu-Gi-Oh game has showed me places that I never even known existed. I never knew there was a world outside of the Bronx until I went to California for the first time and I came in second place. I never even knew what a Florida was until I went on that plane and then I topped 16. I knew what Jersey was when I came in fifth place in Jersey. You know, I didn't even know what Texas was. I heard about Texas. I was told that I couldn't go to Texas because of my skin color. And I topped there, you know, and I was surprised. I didn't know there was a world outside the country until I got off the plane to Japan. In Japan, rather. Guys, listen. You can't take anything for granted, you know, because there's people that's starving outside. There's people that don't have. There's people that don't have a pillow to their name. There's people that don't have $20 to their name, guys. You have to learn to take nothing for granted. And understand that tomorrow's never promised. So you live today like it's your last. And you make it worthwhile, guys. You already know if it's not pro, it got to go. Deuces. Yeah, guys, thank you for watching that video. I just wanted to share a little bit about myself that I never told most people before. You know, it's hard to tell someone you're a foster child. It's hard to tell someone that you never knew who your parents were, because then people can call you names. Like, I was ridiculed in school. I was called this, that, and the fourth. Every time trips came, I didn't have no one to sign the permission slip. Every time the blue cards came, I never had someone to sign that. And I was lucky that God gave me my grand aunt, my mother's aunt. You know, I was lucky for that, guys. Um, After watching X Factor, after seeing that girl so emotional and sing her heart to death, sing her way to success, you know, I just feel that's why I always go to Yu-Gi-Oh events and try my best, guys. Remember, I can never promise you a miracle, but I can promise you a movement. The movement is simple. Never give up and always believe. And even when you don't have $1 to your name, don't give up, guys. Thank you once again, and I love everybody. I will be attending every event this year, hopefully, in God's name, hopefully. But when the new year comes, if we live, you know, I probably won't play again until Nationals. I would take some time off because I'm graduating, so probably that is. But thank you, guys. Thank you, and thank you. This is from me to you. You know my story. If you choose to talk about me after this, it's your choice. But I just wanted to say thank you. Deuces.